Hi, this video blog has been inspired by Barb in Tucson. Hi Barb, you asked about my mobility issues, and actually I'm standing right now, which is really great because I'm really tired. One of the things about chronic fatigue syndrome is that if there's any major change or stress, it can exacerbate the fatigue. And one major change recently has been my sleep pattern. So anyway, that being said, you had some questions about my mobility issues, and I wanted to explain that to you and anyone else who cares to learn about this really crazy illness. Well, I'm actually going to sit down right now because this is about as long as I can stand on a average or bad day before I start getting really tired. And what I'm going to sit on is this. And what it is this cane chair that I bought from a wheelchair supply store. And it's really great. It folds out into a tripod, and at the same time I can use it as a walking cane. And I actually never leave home without it. So I'm going to sit on this right now, and it'll just make things easier for me. Okay, I guess I have to adjust the camera a little bit. So that is something I always have with me, unless I'm going somewhere in the power wheelchair. And yes, I do have to have the power wheelchair on hand because on any given day, if I have a really bad day, even cognitively, it affects my walking. I have orthostatic intolerance. So an orthostatic intolerance is changes in a disparity in blood pressure when you go from sitting to standing. And it's fairly common in chronic fatigue. There's also an issue with low blood volume, so that affects the heart and the brain and basically the rest of the body. So I have my cane chair for when I'm out here in the apartment complex. I do take my cat out on the leash for a walk, and have this chair with me, and I sit on it a lot. And I can walk, it depends on the day. Some days I can walk about, maybe 100 feet, 100 yards before needing to rest. Some days I do really well, and I can walk an eighth of a mile to a quarter of a mile, but I do have to have a cane in the event that I have to rest. And usually if I'm walking that far out and around here in the complex, definitely I need my cane chair. When I first got sick, let me see how we're doing on time. Okay, when I first got sick, I actually started using a branch from, from a tree. It was just sort of organic, intuitive. I just realized I needed extra help, and there's some balance problems because chronic fatigue does have a very profound neurologic and cognitive element to it. So from the branch in the yard, from my neighbor's yard actually, I graduated to these hiking poles, which are actually from my parents' house where I was staying when I first became ill. So I normally used two of them for posture and stability. And when I really noticed that my legs were in big trouble, the first motorized device I bought, and I'll put a website up, was called an iZip, and I think they're calling it an eZip now. It's a battery-powered recreational scooter, kind of like a toy. But I was living on a dead-end street, and it would help me get to see my neighbors and things like that before I got the wheelchair. You did ask me about work, and I'm going to save that for a different video because I think we're already at 6 minutes here. So yeah, I do have a power wheelchair, and this will be continued. Thanks for your interest, Barb. Thanks for asking. It's a very confusing illness, and it's just easier for me to talk than to type sometimes. So, okay, thanks for watching.